First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and above ourselves great millstone, while unto truth, and also to those elect that are scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is Endtime news, calamity, tribulation, and scourges. So I like to say shalom to all I listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article here by BBC. And it reads, it said landslides are wreaking havoc on this California city. It said locals vowed to stay. Let's get a little bit more. It says here, the land is moving and shaking so fast in parts of the California community Rancho Palos Verdes that authorities have switched off gas and electricity indefinitely to hundreds of homes. Said the area has long grappled with unstable land, but now the landslides causing the problem have accelerated. Said some buildings could be swallowed completely. So we know right now the Lord is constantly bringing these calamities and these scourges. Also, scourges goes into what punishment or what judgment. So these things are coming at a fast pace. Right here it said things are what? Accelerating. Just to say it right here that the buildings could be swallowed completely. So that destruction is coming. You know what I'm saying? That's why the men of the Lord are constantly warning you about all this different death and destruction, calamities and catastrophe that's constantly happening all around the world. Let's read a little bit more. It said power company, Southern California, Edison, has to cut power last week to avoid the risk of utility equipment igniting a wildfire in the rugged areas where the land is shifting. So, man, the Lord right now is getting ready to bring. That's why I said there will be earthquakes in diverse places, seeing that what this land mass is constantly moving. I think these people in some part of, I don't know if it's in Southern California, but it's in some part of California, Rancho Palos Verdes. It said that the land is constantly shifting, it's constantly moving, it's sliding, and it's very close to the Pacific Ocean. So the Lord is constantly bringing these things little by little. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning. And also, I got a video that a man is out in downtown LA. He's telling the people to get out. He's talking about the San Andreas fall. Fault line. That San Andreas fault line. A lot of people are very concerned about the big one is coming. So pretty much every day it is some type of activity, some type of earthquake activity is going on in Southern California. But a lot of people are constantly putting off from day to day. This is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The Lord is constantly showing you left and right, but it's going to come on a normal day when people are not aware, when people are not watching. These things are constantly happening left and right. Once again, said that buildings right now can be totally swallowed. So when this destruction happened, no one will have time to even to realize what's going on, because one thing about it, when the middle Lord was constantly warning you, thought it was a game. So right now it's wreaking havoc on this community in Southern California. So we seeing these things. I got some more videos coming in a minute. So right here, I think that's all I want to get out of it. But it's saying that here, that said, let's read this last part right here. It said they are banding together, installing generators as well as sewer systems and pumps needed to expel the groundwater, causing the landslide. So these people are gonna be without power, without electricity. One thing about it, getting misplaced. So the Lord already said that He would break the staff of the bread. So a lot of these things are happening. And also, it's a forest fire in Southern California, and also in I think it's in Nevada. Let's get this one right here. It says swelling Let me see what the name of this one here. Let's open this one up here. It's just for edification purpose. It's end time news, so that a lot of things are happening in the news. Also across over there in the Middle East, we know that things are constantly picking up. And hey, man, we're working overtime. We're seeing that right now. These prophecies are constantly speaking right now. And one thing about it, we know that the famine of the word is fast approaching. The Lord is getting ready what to bring. We see it. It says here. It says swelling wildfire in California and Nevada forced thousands to evacuate. So right there, the Lord is constantly what? Breaking the staff of bread, your necessity, your way of life, your livelihood. See how these people right now are going to be instant what? Displaced or what? Poverty is going to set in, homelessness. A lot of people are not going to have food and water. I talked about it a little bit yesterday, so I started to go back into it again. And also we know that the Lord is what? It's constantly visiting the earth that he created. We're seeing it left and right. So fires, this major a hurricane, a tropical storm is coming. Francine is getting ready to hit where I live in Louisiana. I think some parts of Texas and also Alabama. So we're going to see what comes of that. So we're preparing for that. The Lord is constantly bringing it, and we're constantly warning you. Judgment is getting ready to come on a mass level, also death and destruction. So let's read this right here. This news article, it says fast-moving wildfires in California and Nevada has left tens of thousands of people under mandatory evacuation orders. Said numerous structures threatened and air quality impacted as a dangerous heat wave grips much of the southwestern U.S. So that's what's going on today. So my sister, once again, we talk all the time. She live in California, the LA area. And she's constantly telling me that, that the freeway was blocked. She couldn't get to to a job on time because there's a lot of things was going on because of the air quality, the smog, and a lot of people, was out in that traffic. It caused a lot of havoc. So more things to come. So we already knowing that these major cities are going to be like a death trap. That's why we constantly warn you left, right. If you're in a heavily populated area, you pretty much it's gonna be your coffin. You're gonna pretty much, once all the food go and all the power go, all hell is gonna break loose. It's gonna be order out of chaos on a mass level. So let's read this once again. It says fast moving wildfires in California and Nevada has left tens of thousands of people under mandatory evacuation. So orders numerous structures threatened and air quality impacted as dangerous heat wave gripped much of the southwestern U.S. It says here the big picture is that California Governor Gavin Newsom activated the National Guard Monday in response to the massive line fire in the San Bernardino County, said where over 11,000 people were under evacuation orders. So we already know, we're seeing that right now. These things are constantly picking up left and right. Calamities, tribulation, and scourges. And one thing about these scourges are sent for a minute. To mend your way. And one thing about it, repent. Come back to your true power. And one thing about it, we're seeing that right now, the Lord is constantly bringing it left and right. Fires, all sorts of storms and tempests. This hurricane is getting ready to come. I got a little bit on that too. It says here, let's read a little bit more. It said by the numbers, said the line of fire is one of 7 large blazes in California and 67 large fire burning across the western U.S. as of Monday, according to the National Interagency Fire Center. So, man, we seeing, man, a lot of people, they're going on with their daily lives, not knowing what's going on. Right here in Babylon the Great, America, things are on fire, all sorts of strange weather pattern, heat wave, people being displaced, people right now, have what's called very desperate, are very unsure. And one thing about it, we already know that the nation is divided, very divided. And also we know that all these things are constantly picking up, heating up. We're getting closer and closer to the what? This election. And one thing about it, that we're not ignorant of Satan devices. So now let's go to this next one. So we have fire out here in Southern California, also in Nevada. And it's talking about the air quality. We know you already had a lot of this has been, been burning for the last couple of years. These forest fires, it's another chemical fires. We had this, railroad derailments. A lot of things was going, a lot of chemical was going into the water. So we seeing how these things are shaping up and constantly attacking what the infrastructure. Your rail, your roadways, your ports. And you understand what I'm saying? This devil is getting ready to lock everything down. He's getting ready to wreak havoc. You know what I'm saying? Is it by design? Is it manufactured? But it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So now let's get this one here. Let's just gonna read the title. It says here, California rocked with multiple earthquakes. Expert clarified that heat wave isn't to blame. So, man, we see it right now, man. Things are constantly picking up, earthquakes in diverse places. Let's read a little bit of this article here. It's by Newsbreak, Savvy Dime. It said California was rocked by a series of earthquakes this weekend, prompting many locals to question why the state was so active on Saturday. So after people began to come out to worry that the ongoing heat wave was fueling these earthquakes, the expert had to clarify that despite popular belief, there really is no such thing as earthquake weather. It says here, California is very seismically active, so these talking about these earthquakes, pretty much California is full of them, having an earthquake pretty much every day. And I was talking to my sister about maybe about 2 months ago. I'm using her for edification, and she was in her car, parked at her job, and she experienced an earthquake. I heard the shaking through the phone, so we are very close. The Lord is getting ready to bring it, and we'll constantly warn you. California is very seismically active. So California is one of the most seismically active, regions in the entire United States on a daily basis. Said many earthquakes occur throughout the Golden State. Earthquakes in diverse places. Man, the Lord is constantly bringing. So let's get a quick precept. I might have one more, but I think that might have been all. Let's get a quick precept before we start today's video. Let's go here to Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6 says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms, tempests, and the flame of devouring fire." So the Lord is visiting the earth that he created. That's why we constantly seeing all these calamities, these tribulations, also these scourges. They are constantly increasing, because the Lord is constantly bringing it forth. We already know that we right upon all hell breaking loose. So thunder, going into these different storms. Just like I said about I think I might pull it up about Francine. It's getting ready to hit Louisiana. I think it's gonna start tomorrow. Late tonight. Heavy winds and rains is coming. So, a lot of people are evacuating as we speak. Some people gonna ride it out, but some people are going to leave and go to different places to be with their relatives. So we're seeing that the Lord is constantly bringing these things, left and right. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. Earthquakes, we seeing California, Japan, all across the world. These things are constantly happening. They're picking up. The vibration is changing. The Lord is constantly making these things happen. The Lord is in perfect control. It says here, great noise. That's that great noise. It's going to go into this thermonuclear exchange. This IBCM missile, World War III has begun. And things could go nuclear at any given time. Tempest goes into tornadoes, hurricane, cyclone, tsunami. A tsunami watch right there on talking about LA, that San Andreas fault. So a lot of these things are constantly happening. And one thing about it, the Lord said these are the birth pains. So we seeing them left and right. And these plagues are not slacking down for a moment. And flames of divine fire. This flame of divine fire also can go into these IBCM missiles. Also this wildfire, these explosions, these chemical fire. Also what's going on right here in going on in what Southern California, also Northern California, also in the Nevada Valley. And these things are constantly picking up, putting all this devil is wreaking all kind of havoc upon the earth. We know that we're here. Let's read this once again. It said Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6 said, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts," said, "with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storms and tempests and the flame of divine fire." So that's what we constantly seeing each and every day. So a storm is coming in. Let me see, can I pull it up on the news break? I think I might can pull it up. Let's see, I can get this article right quick. This news break article on about this storm. It's a storm is coming. Let's see where it says it at. Let's see. I might have to pull it up. Storm in, let's see, let me type it in right quick. One moment. Storm. See here. Let's see, can I kind of type something in and pull up one and we can see storm. Let's see, Louisiana. Let's see, one moment. Bear with me. So we're seeing right now that the Lord is constantly making these things happen. They're constantly intensifying left and right. These things are coming at a fast pace. Let's see what it pull up here. It says here, Louisiana school announced. No, let's see what it says here. Louisiana's readiness. This is what I want right here. So, these articles are all over the place. Warning before the struggle. It said Louisiana readies for a hurricane as tropical storm Francine strengthened. So this is what's getting ready to happen. It says update September the 9th. Let's see what it said. Tropical storm Francine, which formed in the Gulf of Mexico on Monday, is getting stronger and quickly becoming better organized. The National Hurricane Center said it's expected to be a hurricane when it hits the Louisiana coast on Wednesday. Said local officials expect it to be a Category 1 or possibly a Category 2 hurricane and to make landfall between mid-afternoon and late night. So that's where we at right now. So that's coming here. So we getting prepared for that. One thing about it that we gonna trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So these, the Lord is constantly visiting the earth that He created. So now let's go back and get another quick precept. Let's go here to Jeremiah, because we're constantly warning you of these things, and they are happening right before our eyes, man. The Bible is a true book, man. We're very excited because we knowing that our salvation is at the door. Jeremiah chapter 28. Let's go here. One of my favorite scripts. Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. And it reads, said, "The prophet that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and evil and of pestilence." So that's what we constantly warning you left and right. So the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. You prophesying now, you prophesied back then, during Bible time, what I'm saying? There is no new thing under the sun. These are the, they said we are living in the days of what? Of Noah. So we seeing it right now. We know what happened back in Noah's time. They did not listen and the flood came and destroyed them all. So one thing about it, not by fire this time, not by water this time, but by fire. Salakia. So we are very close. Let's read it in the NLT. It said, "The ancient prophet who preceded you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and disease." That's what we constantly warn you left and right. All these things are constantly picking up. We're constantly warning you about, war, disaster, and disease. These plagues are not slacking down for a moment. We're seeing it with our own eye. These things are getting ready to intensify. A time of trouble that we've never seen before. Verse 9 said, "The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him." So one thing about it, in that day they shall know that a prophet was among them, because these we seeing the warnings, the disasters, we seeing these disease, these plagues, these scourges, these calamities, and also we know that great tribulation is near. It's getting ready to pick up, the beginning of sorrows. We saw that we are very close. Jacob trouble, ills at the door. A lot of things are constantly happening, and one thing about it, the only way you will be prepared, and the only way you're going to make it out of here, if you're a part of that 1/3 remnant, the house of David, the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We are very close. Let's go here to I got one more little deal I want to show. Let's go here to today's video, and after today's video we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Guys, look what's happening in California. Mega fault line splits, and this could be the end. Take a look.
Slides, instability. This morning, the Rancho Palos Verdes area is facing new obstacles.
Yeah, another neighborhood on the peninsula has lost power.
You guys, this is the end.
You can see all those cracks, and basically the whole road is like this. And at this point in the road, there's been a mud and debris flow, some downed trees.
This is the edge of a landslide here in Rancho Palos Verdes. Look at what is done to this house, which is collapsing down into the earth here. You can see that it's sinking down below where it should be. You can see by the railing to the stairs to the house. And also you can see what is done to the road beyond it. Even the house beyond that, you can see that it looks like it's shifting in the middle of the building. Now, the land here in Rancho Palos Verdes is coveted because of the Pacific Ocean views along the coast here. But also the land's been shifting here for a long time, but just never at this accelerated clip, local officials say. They say it's moving in some places by about 10 inches a week, so much so that the governor has declared a state of emergency, and they've cut off the power and the gas lines to certain neighborhoods because of the earth moving just so fast.
This is a map of California, a region in the United States. In blue, running from the Salton Sea in the south to Cape Mendocino in the north, is the San Andreas Fault. The boundary slices California into two from Cape Mendocino to the Mexican border. This fault keeps the U.S. government and all people residing in California on the edge of their seats, as the San Andreas Fault has a long history of creating high-powered earthquakes. Because of this, the fault is always closely watched. And now a recent discovery in the area has shown that the greatly feared fault is about to crack. When is the
Evacuate! Evacuate the state of California right now! Survive San Andreas! Y'all don't want to be here when that earthquake hit! We're talking to all the celebrities gone in one day! We're talking to all the gangbangers gone in one day! Evacuate the state of California! Survive San Andreas! Evacuate! Evacuate the state of California! Survive San Andreas! Thank you, Father, for showing me the vision so I come save your children! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
So we see, this guy is out in downtown LA, a lot of people just looking at him, and he said that the Lord sent him down there. But, just one thing about it, the Lord said, I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. You see it right here, the prophets are old, prophets out of this once again. Let's read this once again. This is very spiritual. It said, Jeremiah chapter 28. In verse 8 said, the prophet that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms of war and evil and pestilence, that evil time, pestilence, all sorts of, and also what, disasters, calamities. These things are constantly have, always warning. But one thing about it, in that day, they shall know that a prophet was among you. So that guy, he's out there telling them to get out of California. That's why the Lord said, and I think it's in Isaiah chapter 58, lift up your voice like a trumpet, spare none, whether, they hear, whether they will for bad. We don't really care about your feeling, because one thing about it, these are the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the one that sent us. So now let's go here and get one more. Let's go here to Luke. Let's go here to Luke. Then I'm going to show you one more about Patrick Humphrey. Let's go here to Luke. Let's go here to Luke right now. This is where we at. Just a very quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema. We are so very close man, we're so very excited. The Lord is making these things happening, man. We see it right now. The Lord is what is fighting for us. And one thing about for what the controversy of Zion, what was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. So the Lord's getting ready to bring forth that judgment like we have never seen before. Even though that will sound like a broken record, but these are the time that we're living in. We are so very excited. Man, we cannot wait. How long, oh Lord? This is not your rest. We are ready to get out of this nightmare. We are ready to go. Let's see here. Let's start here to highlight some of this. Moving a little slow tonight. Let's see. Let's go here. We're going to get a few of them and we're going to get that one by Patrick Humphreys and we're going to close out. It says here, Luke chapter 21 and verse 9, it said, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, said, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Verse 10 said, then said he unto me, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And said, verse 11, this is the one I want right here. This is the point right here. It says, verse 11 said, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famine and pestilence, disease, all sorts of outbreaks. We're seeing that right now. It said, and fearful sight. We're seeing these fearful sights, and great sign shall there be from heaven. So that's exactly what we're constantly seeing left and right. Let's read in NLT. And it says, Luke chapter 21 and verse 11 said, there will be great earthquakes, and there will be famines and plagues in many lands, and there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. So that's what we're constantly seeing left and right. So these things are constantly picking up. So let's get this one by Patrick Humphreys. Sorry about all the moving around, but it's just for edification purpose. Let's go here to Patrick Humphreys. Let's see, can I pick it up? If they are, man, they do this all the time. Let's go here. Let's see, can I get it? Pull it back up right quick. One moment. Let's go here. I think this is it right here. Let's see it right here. Let's get a little of this.
It doesn't get easier than this for creating video content with AI, and you can do it all with your phone. I'm using the InVideo AI app.
This is big breaking emergency news. Over 14,000 people are being forced to evacuate right now. This is another evacuation that's happening in Nevada. This is on top of the evacuations that are happening in Southern California. Now we have evacuations as well in Northern Nevada, and over 14,000 people outside of Reno have been forced to leave their homes right now, and the situation is spreading and getting worse. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out, right? So right now, people are being ordered to evacuate in between Carson City and Reno, Nevada. This is being issued by the authorities. It's being reported that a major fire has popped up at the northern entrance of Lake Tahoe State Park, and the highway, Interstate 580, between Carson City and Reno, Nevada, has been shut down. So these two cities aren't that far apart, and the park is kind of in between them. And the main road connecting these two cities has been shut down from this massive fire. And over 14,000 people have been evacuated. Schools are being shut down. And also, tens of thousands of people do not have power right now as well, too, from this fire. So it's another fire. And we also have reportedly over 50 different fires in Idaho. I'll get some more details on that in just a second. It says here that this fire is happening in the Washoe Valley. This is at the north entrance of Lake Tahoe State Park. And it says updated mapping shows
that these things are constantly picking up. Just want to get a little bit of the report so you can always go back to do. He's put out pretty good info. Dude Patrick Humphrey, when you get around to go to his page, and he have pretty good information. It's very edifying. But let's go here. Just a quick lesson through the spirit and power. So we're seeing that these things are constantly picking up left and right. We are constantly warning you left and right. These things are happening. Let's read this once again. It says great earthquakes. Luke chapter 21 and verse 11. Let's read it in NLT. It said there will be great earthquakes, and there will be famines and plagues in many lands, and there will be terrifying things and great miraculous salakia signs from heaven. So that's what we constantly seeing left and right, a little tongue twisted there. So these things are constantly picking up left and right. So now let's go here. Sorry about all the jumping around. Let's go here to Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 40, and let's see what I want. This is what I want right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 40 and verse 9. It said, death and bloodshed, strife and the sword, calamity, famine, tribulation, and scourge. That scourge goes into punishment, also judgment. It said, verse 10, these things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood. So we already know what happened in Noah's time. We are living in the days of Noah right now, but not by water, but by fire this time. So we know that we're coming upon this time. That's what we're constantly seeing. Increased death. I said, and what bloodshed. You know, we already know about this this shooting. It was a shooting, I think, in Kentucky. Then it was another one, had another school shooting, and so forth and so forth. These things are constantly picking up. The sword, that sword goes into what? Death and all sorts of what? Murder, you know, shootings and different things like that. And also that swords go into what? Judgment. We're seeing these calamities. We're seeing what? Famine, pestilence, plagues, outbreak. You know, it could be a lockdown, could be what? At any given time, tribulation. We know that tribulation is coming. Jacob trouble, the hour of temptation, also the MOTB, and these scourges. They are constantly what? Are not slacking down for a moment. And one thing about it, we already knowing that we're living in the days of Noah. And one thing about it, we know what happened in Noah's time. They did not listen. They were constantly being what? A rebellious house. Let's go here to Ezekiel. We'll close out here. So we seeing these things, but a lot of people were still or what? Scoffing and mocking, thinking that it's a game, but they are constantly what? Picking up. So I just gave you just what's right here on YouTube and with news break and all that, you know, and all this information. That's the Lord is constantly what? Flooding flooding the internet. You know, it's just all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim. But our people still are hard-headed, still a stiff neck, still are not believing, you know, still are what? Are constantly rejecting knowledge. The Lord said he will also reject thee. That's Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. Let's read this right quick. We'll close out. Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse 2 says, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house to this day. In Noah's time, what? In Moses' time, and also in Lot's time, and also in Dee's time. There is no new thing under the sun. And one thing about it that, you know what I'm saying, you know, the wise will understand, but the wicked will do wickedly. That's what we're constantly seeing each and every day. So everyone is standing in a lot. So right now, the middle of the Lord, we're standing on our watch. We're constantly seeing all these different signs of the time, and these atrocities, these tribulations that come. War is upon us. You know, World War III has begun. And also the Lord is getting ready to bring forth that massive judgment like you have never seen before. And we're constantly warning you left and right. A lot of people are seeing, but they see not, you know, because what? They're constantly being rebellious. You know, they hearing, but they what? Hear not. They stopping up their damn ears. They don't want to hear a damn thing. But when all hell break loose, they're going to be crying and weeping with a vexation of spirit. So we seeing right now these things going to constantly pick up. It is here. It is at the door. In the middle of the Lord, we're sighing and crying left and right, asking the Lord, how long, O Lord? And the Lord is getting ready to bring it because what? He is visiting the earth that he created. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is End Time News, Calamities, Tribulation, and Scourges. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.